All right, guys, welcome back into another episode of the show Baseball Podcast presented by Beyond the Monster. I am your host, Andrew Parker. Today's episode, we are dipping into the Arizona Diamondbacks organization. We have Daniel Eagen on, and Daniel is fresh off winning a Pitcher of the Month award this past month for his performance in High-A. And this comes right after being drafted in the third round in the 2024 draft last year by the DBACKS. So off to a great start in his professional career. And we obviously talked to him about his start this year, what he's doing in that rotation there in High-A in his first taste of professional baseball, what's transitioning well. We dig into all that. Also dig into his first spring training, what he was doing over the offseason in his first professional offseason. So dive into all that on the episode. Before I get any further, whether you watch me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is you're listening or watching this, like and subscribe. I appreciate it a ton. Obviously, making a big push right now on the YouTube channel. Definitely trying to get more subscribers there just to keep bringing you guys these interviews. But without further ado, let me shoot you on to the interview with Daniel Eagen. All right, I am joined by Daniel Eagen, and fresh off winning a Player of the Month award for the month of May for what you did in Hillsboro, and that's exactly where I want to start off. Obviously, a heck of a month in May, and it's your first taste of pro ball as well this year. So I just want to start out and ask, how was your May? How have you been feeling lately? And I guess how has professional baseball been treating you so far?
Yeah, so May went really well for me. I just focused on keeping the routines that I learned during spring training, staying healthy because, we've had a couple injuries on this team. So it's kind of put it in perspective for me to, really prioritize how I'm feeling each and every day. So just attacking that plan and going out and doing my thing on the mound, it's all kind of coming together, and it's been smooth for the month of May. I'll put it like that.
Yeah, and something that I find interesting as well is, obviously you got drafted last year, and you didn't debut last year, you debuted this year, and you've done it so flawlessly. It looks like it almost looks like, obviously for High-A, you're pitching at a very well level. You're going deeper into games as the year goes on as well. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that your game has transitioned so well to professional baseball?
Well, I just never really changed the mental side of my game. In college, I was always about attacking the hitters right away, getting them out as fast as possible, limiting the walks, collecting strikeouts on the way. And I found that mentality continues to work, especially at this level of pro ball, at least. So just, honing in on, what I stay true to myself on, and then combining that with the things I learned over the fall and the off season and even in spring training, and bringing that over to the affiliate, it's been really well.
What have you, I guess, obviously college baseball is a heck of a lot different than affiliate ball. So what have been some challenges that you've noticed, obviously whether it's the 6-day, schedule where you're on the road for 6 straight days, or what have you find challenging about it?
Yeah, the schedule is definitely tough, being on the road all the time for weeks at a time. We just got back from a 2-week road trip. So just having to deal with all the traveling, the bus rides, this and that, but also, the level of competition is, these are the best baseball players in the world, or they're developing to be. So it's just kind of realizing that, each pitch is that much more important, and the work you put in, it's not just, to hold you over, it's to, attack these really good hitters. And you have to learn, and there's a learning curve with all of it. You have to go through some struggle to figure that out. But I feel like I've gone through those struggles well, and then made great bounce backs in those next outings.
So you're from North Carolina, and
Correct.
You went to college in South Carolina. So I don't know if this is fair to say, but I consider you an East Coast guy, probably through and through. And then now you're out on the opposite coast now.
That's
and
right.
that probably has to be a heck of a change for you. Have you noticed any, I don't want to say culture shock, because, I get it. It's not like anything too crazy, but have you noticed any differences between coasts?
No, honestly, the people here are the hospitality is great. The fans are awesome in Hillsboro. The fans are awesome at the away ballparks that we visited. So it's been it's been pretty comforting. And, Arizona, you got that hot desert, but then here up north, it's kind of green trees everywhere. So it's not that too different from back home, but it's, then you like go talk to my parents and look on our phone maps, and we see that we're like literally on opposite ends of the country. So it just kind of puts it into perspective in that way, but definitely.
Okay. Yeah. And obviously, you get drafted by the Diamondbacks in the 3rd round last year. And, I just wanted to ask like a quick question. Obviously, I know the draft it's coming up on a year from next month, I believe. And, it's obviously been I feel like it's probably been a pretty big whirlwind for you since the draft, obviously turning pro and doing your first spring training and all that. So, for you, obviously getting selected by the Diamondbacks, was that always something that you, I guess, going into the draft that, you knew you were going to go to Arizona? Were you talking to them the most? I guess, did it surprise you at all going to Arizona?
Yeah, it did surprise me. I didn't really know which team was going to be the one that, pulled the trigger on me, but I had a few ideas. Arizona definitely wasn't one of them. But then after hearing my name get called by them, I reflected on, the meeting that we had. I had a meeting with them at the combine, and I remember that going really well and meeting all of their staff. And I remember it very clearly how much comfortable I was, how much I enjoyed myself in that meeting. And so I was definitely excited when I heard that Arizona was the team.
And so now, I take me back to your off season here. Obviously, you probably went down to the complex after the draft. You got familiar with a lot of the development staff down there, some of your draft class and guys that were down there at the complex. So what did you spend your first pro off season up to?
Yeah, so coming off of the longest college season I had played yet, throwing a lot of innings, we just decided to keep the heavy intent throwing at a minimal and just focus on getting used to the routines that I'm going to learn, all of the workload, because it's a complete 180. College, you're playing three games a week, maybe 4, to pro ball where they got games every day. And so going out there, throwing every day, practicing every day, and then also going into the off season, just putting on weight, gaining muscle, gaining mass, and then coming back ready, combining all of that for spring training.
Yeah, and that actually leads me into my next question. It was your first professional spring training this year, and probably one that you had no idea what to expect going into it. It's the one time of the year where every single player in the organization and coach in the organization is all in one place at one time. So, what'd you think about spring training and having everybody around?
Yeah, so the way I went about spring training is even though that I was a 3rd round pick, I kind of went about it as nobody really knows who I am yet. Nobody has seen me throw against hitters yet since I hadn't been sent out. And so I kind of wanted to, show who I really was as a competitor on the mound and get to know a bunch of people, get to know a bunch of new teammates, but also, when it came to the baseball side of things, just really show that, this is what I'm about. I work hard. I put in a lot of effort into making adjustments to my routines and a whole bunch of other, behind the scenes things that go into the routine of a pitcher. But just really focusing on all of those things and keeping my head down and, waiting to get sent out for affiliate ball. I think that's what got me through spring training.
And I know that, obviously the new draftees don't really have as much exposure to like the big league guys and even the AAA guys that are, up there in big league camp. But did you have any sort of, I guess, exposure to anybody, I guess, any level higher than you that you got to like pick a brain about affiliate ball? Did you have an experience like that?
Yeah, I got to know the guys that were kind of in that low to high A mix the year before, just to because I knew that that's about where I would be starting this year. So I just wanted to get an understanding of, the environment that place provided, the coaching staff that was there last year, who's going to be here this year, and whoever it was, just getting to know them a little more, knowing that I was going to be, playing beside them, playing for them, with them, so getting to know a bunch of my future teammates that I was going to meet in Hillsboro. That was something that I did.
All right, so I have to admit something to you. I've done probably around 200 of these episodes, and I served on a minor league beat as a writer for the last 3 years. And You are the very first guy that I've come across that played at Presbyterian College. I was not familiar with it. I saw it just at a little over 1,100 or 1,200 students right now.
That's right.
So I want you to show some love. Obviously, it's a smaller school. It's one that obviously I've never heard of, and I've talked to quite a few guys. So what was it like playing there? And I guess can you talk about your experience there?
Definitely. So I got recruited out of high school during like the COVID era, where all of those teams kind of skipped over the 2021 class because they were going to bring back the returning players and give them an extra year instead. So I got kind of screwed out of a normal recruitment process in high school. So I kind of just took my talents to Twitter and started posting a bunch of videos and going to a bunch of showcases here and there. I had a really good travel coach that set up a bunch of showcases with a bunch of college coaches, and Presbyterian College is one of those schools that reached out. And after getting to talk to their coaches a bunch, calling every other week with them, I decided that this place was going to be my home, not only because I felt comfortable, but they were very adamant about me playing like right out of the gate. And that made me excited because I didn't want to go somewhere and, spend the first year or two just watching the guys, maybe learning. I wanted to get in and play right away. So that was something that stuck out to me. Playing for them was, the best time of my life. Honestly, I made some of my best friends there. The coaches there were amazing. I owe a lot to them, and building my confidence to be able to, sit here and do this interview with you today. Like I wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for those coaches and those teammates that had my back the whole way here. So definitely grateful for all of them.
I feel like that's got to be like kind of a cool feeling. Obviously, being at a school, like my wife, for example, her high school had like 4,000 kids in it, like probably 4 times the size as this college you went to. So
it is very high school-esque, the college. It's a small community. Everything's right within 15 minutes of each other on campus. So you see everybody every day, and it's a very tight-knit group.
It's got to be a cool feeling, though. You obviously getting drafted, putting their name, on the map a little more. And it's like you're bringing awareness to the school as well. Like, do you feel any sense of like, obviously I know you're young in your professional career, but it's just like, if you do end up making it one day, you also are doing it for Presbyterian College.
Definitely. Yeah. And I still have, teammates of mine that don't really know where I went to school either. And so whenever they ask, I always make sure to, rep the brand, promote myself and Presbyterian a little bit. But I feel like for the amount of effort that they put into developing me when I was there at school, I owe it to them to shed some light on that program and the coaches there as well.
So I do want to ask, are you are you like a sports card collector or a baseball card guy?
Not before I did some signings for Topps, but after then I have a bunch of friends that are, and so I get a bunch of stuff from them sometimes.
I was going to say you were one of the guys, obviously, that signed for the in the 2024 draft class, and obviously, you see guys, all over Twitter and things, collecting all the guys and everything, and you were one of the guys that was one of the chases for the Diamondbacks last year, and I feel like this got to be a cool feeling. Obviously, you grow up. Whether you collected or not, you were just like having autographs from players or whatever. Now people are chasing yours. Like, is that like a weird feeling at all?
It definitely is a weird feeling. I don't think I've fully adjusted to that yet. I still kind of get shocked when people are like coming up to me with their card and asking me to sign it. I'm like, really? Like, you have my card and you want me to sign it? So, but if I can make someone's day and they can make mine by showing me their card that they have of me, it works both ways. So it makes me very happy to know that people are out there seeking me, and I'm happy enough to sign for them if they come and find me.
Have you, I don't know if you're a video game guy yet. I haven't gotten to that question yet, but have you gotten your Real 99 card on the show?
I have. I've been enjoying it very much.
How is it? They do okay on it?
Yeah, they did great. They gave me a bunch of boosted stats. I throw harder in the game than I do in real life, so that helps for sure. It's a lot of fun, and that was cool too, because I grew up playing that game, and to see me like in a video game, it's pretty surreal.
Yeah, I feel like you always hear it the other way. I've had a lot of guys on that's like, some guy probably tops out at 99 and they got him throwing 94. It's like, ooh, that's tough.
Yeah.
But glad you're
I'm
the other
about
way.
Like 4 to 5 in game, and they gave me some 97s in there. So not complaining about that.
Okay. All right. Well, that also leads me to my next question here. I always hate recording these on Mondays because I know it's your only off day of the week, and I always feel bad about that. But I guess on a day when you're not being stuck doing one of these podcasts or something, what are you doing on your off day?
Recovery is mainly the best thing that I found to do on your off days. But we're in a really nice area, and there's some cool mountains, some cool lakes nearby. We definitely like to at least get out, see the town on our off days, not just coop up inside the house. So been to downtown Portland a couple times, been to some cool restaurants in Hillsboro. That's what we like to do on our off days because we're always out moving around, traveling everywhere anyways. So we definitely take our rest at home when we can get it.
So I didn't hear something, and I am assuming you're in the minority on this. Are you not a golf guy?
I'm not. Yeah, I know. I am in the minority. I haven't been practicing enough. I'm not good enough to keep up with everybody else. So I don't really put in the time into that.
You are one of few starting pitchers for sure that is not
I know.
on the golf course.
It's not normal for a pitcher to not be interested in golf, I found. So
yeah, that's very rare. Of all clubhouses I've been, there's always golf clubs around all the pitchers' lockers. There's, on the Mondays, all those guys are going out getting their tee times in. But wow, that is rare. All right. All right. I got one last question here for you before we wrap up here. Obviously you're coming off of a month of May where you were obviously awarded a Pitcher of the Month award, which I know that's probably not something that you were going into season like, I want to win that, but it is pretty cool. But with that aside, we're creeping a lot closer towards the month of July and the All-Star break, which is the halfway point of the season. What kind of goals do you have in mind, whether they're personal goals, whether they're, stack goals, anything? What kind of things are you looking to accomplish by midseason?
Hopefully I just want to be known as a reliable starter for the team. I want to go out and I want my team to know that I compete for wins. I don't pitch to, perform for myself. I pitch to, get a win for the team whenever I throw. And I like to carry that attitude into the All-Star break. And it's been bearing success for me so far. And so I'm going to continue to do that. All the accolades and recognition that come from those successes, those are just part of the plan. I don't expect those. I appreciate them, but I really am focused on putting my team in the best position to win games, win a series, and hopefully win a first half coming here soon.
All right, Daniel. Well, thank you so much for the time. Obviously, wishing you the best of luck for the rest of 25 and, wherever that is that you end up to finish the season. We're obviously looking out for you, but thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks, Andrew. I appreciate it.